What's up guys, TG back here with another video, this one discussing Lost in Space Season 3. The third and final season came out yesterday, and let me just start off by saying I was happily surprised by how great this season was. Now don't get me wrong, I enjoyed seasons 1 and 2 and always thought the show was very underrated, but it was nothing really amazing. This season really took it to a whole other level. Starting the season off, we have Judy leading the 97 kids as they are stranded on an alien planet trying to get to Alpha Centauri, and the adults are stranded as well, trying to avoid SAR and the other robots so they can safely get to Alpha as well. We get so many great storylines this season, with one of the first ones being the return of Grant, Judy's biological father. She found him in cryosleep and was able to wake him up. It's a great addition to the team and to Judy's character. We also get some amazing development from Dr. Smith, who is with the kids. Even though it always seems like there's something more to her and her plan, she really seems to show a new side to her this season and legitimately helps in many ways, while of course looking out for herself. Will also makes some crazy discoveries about the robots and their origins, which helps out greatly later in the season. Speaking of Will, he does have other plans separate from his family, which really show amazing character development and his selflessness. He knows that SAR is after him and the engine, so his plan is to get his family to Alpha and then leave with Robot and the engine. That way the two things SAR wants are not on the planet where his family is. Now, it doesn't exactly work out that way, but he still does put his life on the line. Will, Judy, and the rest make it back to their parents eventually, and Will does end up leaving his family to come face to face with SAR, thinking he could free him from his creator's demands. But it's revealed that SAR freed himself already and killed his creators, and that this is all on his own. SAR is out to kill all masters, which would include Will, because SAR believes he is in full control of Robot. And he does end up stabbing Will, and the stabbing of Will was a greatly done scene with a lot of emotion, and it actually had me worried about him for a bit. The final episode was great as well. The crew makes it to Alpha, and so does SAR and his army, but with the help of Robot and other robots that they are able to free with the help of Penny, they are able to defeat SAR and the rest. And at one point, it seems like Robot was lost for good, which was another really emotional scene, but he is able to return and take over SAR at the end, which eventually defeats them. It was an amazing final battle and a great ending to the show. We get to see Alpha getting rebuilt and our main characters getting to live a normal life. John and Maureen are managing the rebuild, Judy is fulfilling her dream as a nurse, Penny is finishing her book of the events we watched throughout the last 3 seasons, and Will is with Robot exploring space. We even get to see Dr. Smith fully come around and take responsibility for who she is, confessing to her crimes and ending up behind bars. She did finally redeem herself, and it was nice to see her arc end in a good spot. I'd also like to mention how amazing the visuals and score of this season was. The scenery on those planets and in space were eye candy. It looked absolutely spectacular, and it was just amazing. And the score throughout the season, especially during some intense scenes, was really great and further invested you in the show. There were really few problems I had with this season. The only thing I could think of off the top of my head that I didn't care about was Penny's love triangle, but that really only took up like 10 to 15 minutes of total screen time throughout the whole season, so it's not that big of a deal. The only other thing I could think of is that I would have liked to see maybe one more episode focusing on the rebuild and ending of the Robinsons and their story. When the final battle ended, there was only like 10 minutes left for the show, and the last 10 minutes did a great job of showing a little montage of what they all went on to do, as I explained before, but it definitely would have been nice to get a full episode of it. No danger, just rebuilding and closing off some final arcs in more detail, just getting to see the family come together and settle down for a normal life for once. But overall, this season was the best by far. Going into it, I was kind of okay with it being the final season. I enjoyed the show through season 1 and 2, but I wasn't really upset that 3 would be the last one. But after the season, I kind of am. I really enjoyed it a lot more, and I kind of want to see more. But with that being said, it still ended on a great note, and I'm happy for that. They reached Alpha, they defeated the enemy once and for all, and they were able to move forward as a family and as individuals, finally at peace and safety, living a more normal life. And that's it for this video, guys, giving my review on Lost in Space Season 3. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys thought of the final season down below in the comments.